Sarcastic Fringehead. The sarcastic fringehead is a small but ferocious fish which has a large mouth and aggressive territorial behavior, for which it has been given its common name. When two fringeheads have a territorial battle, they wrestle by pressing their distended mouths against each other, as if they were kissing. This allows them to determine which is the larger fish, which establishes dominance. Predatory Tunicate. The predatory tunicate is a species of tunicate which lives anchored along the deep sea canyon walls and seafloor, waiting for tiny animals to drift or swim into its hood-shaped mouth. Looking something like a cross between a jellyfish and a Venus flytrap, its mouth-like hood is quick to close when a small animal drifts inside. The tunicates can have sex with themselves if they can't find another to mate with. Northern Stargazer. The northern stargazer has its eyes and mouth on top of its head due to its feeding strategy. When it feels like a snack, it buries itself in the dirt in as little as 4 seconds flat, becoming nothing but a grimacing skull face in the mud. When something tasty swims by overhead, the last thing it ever sees is something out of Jim Henson's nightmares. As if that wasn't bad enough, they apparently have organs above their eyes that can emit electrical shocks. Thanks, nature. Zombie worms. Zombie worms live in the bones of dead whales. With no mouth, anus, or gut, the 4-centimeter-long worms survive by secreting an acid that breaks up the whalebone. With the help of a symbiotic partner in crime, bacteria that digests whale fat, the worms are able to giant oarfish. An oarfish can easily be mistaken for a sea serpent, but they are really the longest bony fish in the sea, growing to 50 feet or more in length. Oarfish are rare, but found worldwide in tropical and temperate waters at depths from the surface to 3,000 feet. They feed on very small fish, shrimp, and other invertebrates that they filter through their toothless mouths. Oarfish have shiny silvery bodies, bright red crests on their heads, and are also known as ribbonfish. Colossal squid. Scientists don't use the term colossal lightly. At over 900 pounds, with tentacles stretching 13 feet, it's by far the largest squid ever caught in 2007. Its eyes are described as being as wide as dinner plates, and if you tried to make calamari out of it, the rings would be as big as tractor tires and flavored with the screams of hundreds of old-timey fishermen. The folks who caught it had no choice but to freeze it on board their vessel. We assume after a spectacular battle like the Kraken fight scene from one of those Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Since then, it's been on display in a museum in New Zealand, because apparently the best way to exact revenge upon a mighty beast from the days of yore is to simply humiliate it. Ocean sunfish. Well, the mola mola, or ocean sunfish, is the heaviest fish in the world. For some sense of scale, here's a picture of it dwarfing a dwarf. The freakishly huge sunfish gets its name from the fact that it spends its time sunbathing at the surface of the water, in part to invite birds to fly down and gorge themselves on the skin parasites that infest it. They are apparently harmless to humans, which is a good thing, because as you can see, your whole torso would fit into its mouth. Handfish. Ever wondered what it would be like to give a fish a high five? Now you can find out. This is one of 9 new specimens of handfish that were recently discovered near Tasmania, Australia. Not only do they have 4 limbs where their fins should be, but they also use them to walk around down there. And look how friendly the little guy is. There's no way that little face is about to touch GEODUCK. First of all, kudos to the guy in that picture for handling that thing without gloves. This thing is called a GEODUCK. It's a kind of clam whose body is too big for its shell. And on top of being the most phallic thing in the ocean, it lives for an incredibly long time, up to 140 or so years, and can grow to be disturbingly big. Because it's a pricey delicacy, farming them makes for quite a lucrative business. Goblin shark. Goblin sharks live up to 1,300 meters below sea level. They have eel-like tails similar to frilled sharks and grow to around 3.5 meters long. They scan the seabed with super long snouts, detecting the tiny electrical currents given off by all living things. Why are they terrifying? Because they seem to detach their whole mouth from their body to grab their prey.